Finally, now it's very cool to have you here as well, Frank. You have experience of bringing it together, sustainability in supply chains and supply chain finance as being a firm, if not the first firm to connect both, at least one of the first firms to connect both. And it's really my pleasure having you here, and I'm very much looking forward to your answer.
Hey, good morning, good afternoon from wherever you are listening. Thank you again, David, for having me, and thank you for your good question. How can firms bring sustainability into supply chain financing? I will group my answers in three parts. The first one is talking about the structure of the sustainability linked program. Second one is talking about the sustainability targets itself. And the third one is talking about the measurements. As being the last one who is interviewed on these questions, I sometimes have a little bit the problem that the part of the answers is already taken away, which makes my answer even quicker. Let me go first into the structure of the program. Sustainability-linked supply chain finance programs, they are a very, very specific, given the variety of the sustainability targets and the need to link these targets quite specifically to the supply chain of the connected partners. I will talk about that in a second. It is obvious that the related supply chain finance program must be quite specific, and setting up this program is a really unique exercise. Structuring those unique programs from the buyer side offers the best possibility to fully customize them to the supply chain of the respective industry and the situation of all connected partners. Here, the design power really lies with the buyer. And despite of all other advantages a buyer-led supply chain finance program has, e.g. for post-shipment financing programs, the rating transfer typically leading to more competitive financing rate. So I'm clearly opting for a buyer-led sustainability-linked SCF program. Second topic I want to talk about is about the sustainability targets itself. They must be clear, communicated, widely accepted, and measurable. Well, that's not new, Frank. That is a typical topic which you have with all targets. They must be clear, measurable, and and we heard that before. But to bring these targets into a financing program, that is really not so obvious and not so easy to determine and agree upon. And of course, these targets who are measurable must also fit into a sustainability story, which is jointly deemed to be acceptable for this kind of industry and for the buyer. And in this regard, finance guys like me can have the possibility to team up with sustainability folks, with procurement colleagues within their own firm. Well, a good reason to go out of your own silo. And let me do another side note, which comes back a little bit to that what Tom already said. Well, supply chain finance programs are by nature typically connected to working capital effects. The topic bringing ESG links into those programs is not a matter of fact. But I think the majority today on this call consider this possibility to bring the sustainability link into it as one of the best opportunities to incentivize sustainable actions in their own supply chain. BGMI earlier called this a win-win-win situation. And the last one, and I can be quick on that because that has been already taken by Subrat, the measurement of these targets. That is a complicated one. That is a complicated one. And that becomes a pivotal aspect in designing such a sustainability-linked program. With us, when we launched our program 2016, it was a topic which we internally handled with our financing partners connected. Today, and that is also a chance for those programs, a rating agency more and more take over this activity. And that is, well, even good note and good a good message in that regard. And with that, I would close it.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Frank, for your answer. And again, I really appreciate how you put it all into context and connect it to the former presentation. And now it's always unfair, right? I'm giving you a question up front, and then everyone is talking a bit, and then you have to adjust dynamically. So I'm happy that, that this worked actually very well.